All right, guys, at this time we have a super Canadian amateur lightweight prospect, Connor Rideout, as he embarks on another journey to America to take on yet another lightweight champion. This time he's going to be taking on Fusion Fight League's Brandon Hegstan in what I presume to be at least the main event. Maybe Connor can clarify that for us later. But that, I feel like, is a great matchup, and it's definitely one that could marquee a UFC pay-per-view down the road.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks so much, guys, for having me on again. It's super cool to be chatting with you. But yeah, not the main event of the night. There's a couple pro fights happening, but we're the last main amateur fight, if you want to call it that. Very last amateur fight of the night. But yeah, even the promoter himself was saying that, like, this is the fight he's most excited about, and I'd be siding with him on that because Brandon brings a pretty funky kind of style to the table, so it's going to be interesting, and I'm more of a planner, and it seems like he has a plan, and I'm just going to have to react to it and then execute what I want to do. Yeah.
I mean, rankings-wise, this is just a phenomenal matchup. He's number 3 in Montana, 6 in U.S. West. You're sitting at number 4 in Montana, number 47 in the U.S. West, number 8 in Canada, number 1 in Europe, and Ontario. So, rankings-wise, this is absolutely amazing. Do you have a game plan to go in here and extend this guy maybe to a decision that he hasn't seen, or are you planning on getting a finish early?
Hey, you're practically reading my mind. But, yeah, so you know what? I've watched a lot of his fights, and he finishes all of them. And kudos to him for doing that. But he was fighting guys who didn't come in there with the right idea, with the right plan to fighting a guy like Brandon. Brandon's super aggressive. He's pretty spazzy. He throws a lot of funky stuff. He's not afraid to go to his back and throw up submissions from there. And, he's super, super active in the early rounds. But you know what? Like, in the end, my cardio is one of my strongest attributes. His, not so much. I watched him go to a round and a half, and he looked gassed then. I can do 5, 6. I could do, honestly, I think I could do a championship pro fight, 5-minute rounds and still make it to the end with a little bit of cardio left in the tank if it wasn't, the most brutal fight. Hoping he's going to be slowing down a little bit as the rounds go on because, like I said, pretty spazzy guy. He throws a lot of unorthodox stuff, and I'm not really one to take risks and enter in on that and get myself hurt for no reason, right? So it's a very well thought out approach on my end. I have a pretty good idea of what I think he's going to be bringing to the table, but nonetheless, it's a fight. I'm going to be reacting to whatever he has to offer. And I think that's, again, something that I'm pretty good at. I'm not the best athlete on the planet. I have good cardio, but I'm pretty smart when it comes to fighting.
Now, have you guys brought anybody in to kind of mimic Brandon?
Yeah, one of our coaches absolutely has been doing his best to imitate Brandon. So, he's throwing a lot of push kicks. He's doing a lot of pressure and movement towards me, just kind of acting funky, throwing from unorthodox angles. But, we watched a lot of his footage, and yeah, I think he did a really good job in imitating him. But nonetheless, at this level, especially before we're going pro, we don't know what the next Brandon's going to look like when he steps into the cage, right? He could be a completely different fighter, more or less. So, I'm always keeping on my toes. I'm not, I say I have a game plan, and I say that I'm very prepared for what he has to offer, but that comes with training in an array of disciplines and against an array of opponents. So I'm going to be ready for whatever he has to offer, nonetheless.
Do you feel like you have an advantage over Brandon on the feet or on the ground?
It's a hard question, right? Because we're MMA fighters, so it's going to be going everywhere. He has KOs and submission finishes, and he's finished all of his fights. I think my advantage lies kind of, I would say more so on the ground, depending on how we end up there. You know, I don't want to end up in his guard. I know he's got triangles. I know he's got arm bars. So, but if I get to, I have really strong top position from side control. I have really strong cage control. You know, my footwork is good. So, honestly, where I think I'm going to beat him, it's going to depend on, you know, what he gives me. So I think I'm just better all around than him, but it's just a matter of if he gets frustrated or if he makes a mistake. And I capitalize on it.
Do we have an official prediction for this Saturday's lightweight title fight?
I think I'm going to grind him out, probably to a decision. I don't think he's going to give me a lot to finish him. I know I don't have a ton of power in my hands. So, you know, I could hurt him. I'm going to try, just like I always do. But, you know, I'm one to more shoot for a submission if I can. So I would say it's going to be maybe third, fourth, or fifth round submission.
I mean, your last time out...
Not to be too vague, but...
Your last time out, you looked phenomenal, earning yourself a rear naked choke victory in the first round and an interim title. You know, it's just strap season for you, isn't it, man? You got yourself another title shot here. What does this fight mean to you as a fighter?
Honestly, I think this guy, Brandon, I think Brandon's my biggest test, you know, and that gets me really, really excited. And it's completely changed the way I've trained. It's completely changed my outlook on what I want to do in this sport and how hard I really want to push myself. So it's got me more excited than ever. But what it means to me, the Fusion belt, it means a lot. You know, Montana's like a second home to me. My wife's from there. I have a ton of friends and family down there. And it just gets me really, really excited to put on a show in front of all of them. And I feel like I'm more home there than I do when I'm fighting in Ontario. So, yeah, I'm ecstatic about it. I'm way more excited about this fight than I would be for any other title fight.
Now, you spoke briefly about your wife and yourself, and you were in Canada last time we spoke right before the Paul Parent fight, and you guys were actually separated at that time. Is there an update on the situation?
Yes, good news. So, like we spoke before we got started here, me and my wife have been separated for a little bit. You know, she got, I guess you could call it deported, but, you know, we got married. We're going through the spousal sponsorship process. In the end, it's all been approved. So that is super, super exciting. And now it's just a matter of time of bringing her back here and, you know, starting our lives together like normal people and not just living through Facebook calls. So, yeah,
we're super happy for you, man.
I'm super happy for me. Like, it's such a weight off our shoulders. And, you know, I love her more than anything. She inspires me so much. And she's going to be fighting on this card as well. That's her second fight. She won her first one, just a brutal TKO in the second. And the way she's training for this one, you would think she's going for her pro debut or something and not her second amateur fight. So I'm worried for the other girl. I think my wife's got 6 inches on her in height, and she's pretty ripped, honestly. Like, it's really exciting to see what she's gotten to. She's probably going to beat the shit out of me, too. I don't know. We'll see.
A healthy vegan lifestyle.
Yeah, we're working on it.
So you have...
It's super.
Going to have another fight next month also.
Yep.
What motivates you to stay this busy?
Just thinking about my goals for the future. So... You know, I'm busy with school, or like, when I am busy with school, all I can think about is fighting. And now that I finally have the chance and that I'm out of school, I don't want to let any of that time go to waste. I just want to jump right in on it. And I'm getting these really good opportunities. Like you were saying there, it's like belt season for me. I'm going to be getting 4 in a row and bringing them all home. And then after that, like, I want to make a pro debut. But this is all, you know, I'm an optimist, and I really believe in myself, and I know that I'm ready to beat any of my future opponents, especially these next two. But just thinking about that pro debut really, really drives me. I want to train like a pro. I want to make martial arts my lifestyle. I'm lucky enough to have sponsors this time around. I made a whole bunch of shirts to sell to everybody, and just the response on that was super positive. Like 50 shirts, all of them sold. So it was just really, really cool.
Where can the fans get those Soyboy shirts?
I've already sold all of them, but I'm going to be ordering a new group of them or after this next fight. I just wanted to start off a little bit smaller and just kind of test the waters with it. I wasn't sure how many would actually get sold. I didn't want to be stuck with 20 or whatever, but totally. Come this next camp, if people DM me, I'm going to be making a bunch of posts about it. Probably get up the image on the front, just do something new, a little bit different. I have a really, really great tattoo artist from Scarlet Begonias. His name's Cam, and I'm probably gonna get him to draw me up something super cool for all of these shirts. I love my shirts because they're not like the traditional walkout shirts that you see, like when you think about like Tap Out or blah blah blah, and just like big bold letters of this and that. No, it's like a super cool cartoon pineapple, soy boy, purple. It's fun. I like it.
I can dig it.
Now, the fight after this one you said is in New York. Is your wife going to fight in New York at any point?
You know what? I was trying to convince her to, but it's just so hard for her. Like we're coming home on the 26th. That fight's on the 29th. She's going to be establishing herself, getting a job, getting back into the rhythm of things. She gets bad anxiety about these kinds of fights. Reasonably so when you're starting to get into it, right? But so I don't think it's right for her right now. I tried to convince her, and we talked about it, and I think she's going to take a little break. But come September, I really think that she should take another break, if not sooner.
And you mentioned that you changed up your training a little bit there. Can you talk to us about the changes that you've made between the last camp and this one?
Yeah, absolutely. So beforehand, it wasn't as consistent as it was now, but through my sponsors, I've been able to pretty much drop any kind of other work for the most part, minus 2 days a week. But it's literally 2 times a day, every single day, if not 3. I do 3 days a week with 3 training sessions, and then the rest is all 2 times a day. So I'll Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I'll do a lifting session at one of my sponsors, Fortis Fitness, and I'm on a program there. I go down to Fortis on Sunday and Saturday nights as well to do a little bit of extra cardio. I'm doing boxing 2 nights a week. I'm doing Muay Thai 2 days a week. I'm doing BJJ 5 days a week. I'm doing MMA sparring 3 days a week. Like it's a heavy schedule, but like I said, I'm training like a pro right now. I'm not training like this is just any other amateur fight for me. I really wanted to up my game, and it's been a difference. I've put on more weight from the lifting. I feel stronger. My cardio is way better. Like just last Wednesday, I ended up doing 5 rounds and with a 5-round Shark Tank. So a fresh guy in every single round. And those guys were leaving more tired than I was. And it was active sparring. So that's just a testament to kind of the point I'm at right now. Every single time with one of those guys, I was finishing on top. And it's just, it's been different. I'm staying on top of the yoga too. Never forget about yoga. Important thing for me, the recovery. But even my rest day is an active rest day. It's yoga, and then I do an hour of cardio.
Now, you talked about your pro debut. Is there a potential date set or an idea?
I've been saying, if these next 2 fights go like how I want, probably the end of the year, if not spring next year. It's my last year of school, and it's, hard, 5 courses and then taking on a pro debut. I don't know if I'd really be able to commit myself the way I want to. So, yeah, it depends. It might be at the end of the summer. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll just drop out of school and become a fighter. Fuck it. But my mom doesn't do that.
Sorry, Mom.
No, I'm just so tired of it. But it's all good. 1 year left.
Stick it out, man. You can do it.
1 year left, and then you never know. You might be in the UFC in the next couple of years.
Yeah, fuck, man. Let's hope so. UFC with a bullshit criminology degree.
Well, you definitely have the mindset
education
already.
Yeah, I'm trying to, right? Like, I having sponsors behind me as well really drives me because it makes me feel, and it is now a full-time job for me. I have obligations to them. If they're going to be giving me money, if they're going to be giving me support and partnerships like they have been, then the least I can do for them and for myself is do everything I can to be successful.
And that's the mindset of a champion, man. Like, that's the way to do it.
I'm a full-time martial artist, and I'm committed, and I fucking love this sport, so I'm ready to take it as far as I can go.
Now, let me ask you, how's the weight cut going?
Oh, it's good. Like I said, I put on a little bit more weight just from the lift. So right now, usually I'd be walking around, like before I really start heavy on my diet, I was about like 173. That's about 5 pounds heavier than I would be. Now that I'm like heavy on the diet again and just like only thinking about like super light, nutrient dense food, I'm down to 165 in the morning. So I got 10 pounds to lose throughout the week, but after a good sweat, and I'm waterlogging myself right now as well. So just really, really pounding lots of water. Once Wednesday hits, I'm going to cut that in half. Thursday hits, half of what that was. And then Friday, pretty much nothing. And should be golden. Maybe a little bit of an extra sweat. But, yeah, we'll see.
So no issues making the weight at all?
I fucking hate dieting, but I don't think there'll be any issues. I've only ever missed weight one time in my life, and that was for an IBJJF grappling tournament, and I was off by 200 grams, which is about, I would say, half an ounce for you Americans.
Yeah, so a very, very small amount.
Yeah, I got DQ'd.
Half an ounce is a lot depending on what, country you're in.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. Like, what's 200 grams? I think, I guess half an ounce. I don't know. Pissed me off, though. Is what it is. It's just because
What's
I didn't realize it. Pardon?
It's about $120.
I don't know where you're fucking buying from that's that expensive, bud, but you might want to find a new plug.
It's just like 20 grams. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't know shit about your weight.
I don't know.
An ounce is 28 grams. A half ounce
okay,
is 14.
Yeah, true. Then I'm way fucking off. Like 10 ounces.
I'm good at grams.
Yeah.
So maybe like half a pound?
Yeah, give or take. That sounds better. That's what I'm...
What's that? Half an ounce, bro. You could spit that out.
Yeah, true.
Just go take a leak real quick. You're all set, man. Back on weight.
Yeah.
Now, this event actually has a kickboxing bout going on. It's right after yours. Is kickboxing something that you've thought about doing before?
Nah, I'm not really into that. Like, recently we even just had, like, my gym put on an amateur boxing event, and after watching that, I was like, I am never going to compete in amateur boxing. Way too many fucking rules. I've only ever trained as an MMA fighter. I would feel kind of lost, I think, if I had to do that. Maybe Muay Thai, but not just straight kickboxing. Just so I could utilize a clinch. But,
Do you train in your gi at all?
Yeah, I do. Usually one day a week in the gi. Just kind of mix it up a little bit, slow things down. I like training in the gi. Get a good sweat on. I usually do that before my MMA sparring on Tuesdays. Yeah.
So what's a normal
Really, really
week
good
for
one.
you?
Like just start to finish?
Yeah, like training wise.
Okay. Yeah, Monday is wake up, I go to the Fortis Fitness in the morning, get my lift in. That evening I go and do boxing for an hour and a half. And then, I actually do gi after that as well. And then Tuesday is a bit of a rest in the morning. And then in the evening, I go for Muay Thai for an hour and a half, BJJ for an hour, and then an hour of MMA, all consecutively. And then Wednesday, another lift at Fortis. And then I go and do a private with a striking coach at AST, gym in a neighboring city. And then after that, I do their MMA sparring. They have a full cage there and lots of good guys. So, yeah. And then Thursday, I rest in the morning. And then I do no-gi and MMA in the evening. Friday is lifting and then boxing in the evening. And then Saturday is Muay Thai, MMA sparring, and then an hour of cardio. Sunday is yoga and then another hour of cardio. Yeah.
So not only do you have the mindset of a pro, you also have the dedication of one also.
Yep. Every single day. Every single day I'm at it. Like minimum 3 hours a day of training. And not to mention, like, I'm doing lots of other active stuff as well, right? Like I told you guys before, I bike everywhere. So you could add in an extra, 10 hours of biking a week, give or take. I'm doing a lot less of it nowadays, but still lots of biking. I do lots of privates.
Listen, bro, as a fan, no more videos while you're riding the bike, all right? I don't want to see you, like, hurt yourself. Oh, crazy shit happened.
I only do it if I'm biking down my alley.
I always see the videos and I'm like, oh, no.
Did you see that video where Connor Rideout got hit by a bus?
That could be dangerous. Hey, did you guys get Connor Rideout ran over a crackhead with his bike?
Yeah, honestly, that's probably the only thing that could happen, where they've been showing up on the steps to my house a few times. And I live in a fairly nice neighborhood, too, so it's kind of a bit of a piss off.
Welcome to Canada. Yeah, how are you going to deal with that?
Right?
What do you do to deal with that?
See, if you guys weren't so nice, maybe they would go away.
Oh, straight up, right? Like, one time... Actually, no, never mind. But I came home the other day, and, a few times we've opened up the door, and he's just caught us up by surprise, just sitting on the steps, and he just pops up and runs, and we're like, fuck, so we're not ready for it to, like, stop him. But I came home the other day, and I ended up walking in behind him. So he was on, like, I live in a basement, so he was down on the steps, like, tucked away in there. And I was like, you motherfucker. And just, like, I wasn't yelling or freaking out or anything, but I let him know that if he did that again and if I was coming up behind him, it wasn't going to be a good scene for him. So, yeah, I followed him down the street a little bit while telling him off. But, it's kind of hard to talk to people like that. Like, what do they have to lose, right? So, he's just going to smash my window or something or keep smoking crack around. So...
probably not the first time he's
22.
Yeah, probably not the first time he's had his ass beat for being somewhere he's not supposed to.
Right? So, it's like, what can I do? I don't know. Build a fence? Fuck it.
I mean, then they climb over the fucker.
That's why I live in Arizona, and if, like, anyone steps foot on my property, I could just shoot them.
There you go.
So, there's that.
Second Amendment. Yeah, welcome to Montana, too. You just walked down the street with an AK-47. I love Montana. Fuck, I can't wait to go back.
In New York,
do you plan on staying in Canada for the remainder of your life, or do you ever plan on coming to the States?
Nah, I want to live in the States eventually. I want to live in the States for sure. I love America, straight up. I love the culture. I love the way they run the country. I I love the people. Yeah, so I would absolutely. I want to live in the American South and kind of like take that for a ride. You know, Montana's almost like a taste of it. You know, they got that vibe to them of being Southern, even though they're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why, but like I always think Atlanta, Georgia, in my mind.
I was thinking like
Spending some time
Mississippi. I could see you in like Mississippi or like New Orleans.
Yeah, train with like Poirier or what's his name? Who's the guy that just did the bare knuckle against Artem?
Oh, Jason Knight. We had him on.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with Jason.
That guy's a fucking
you guys
G.
can go out to Mississippi and go crazy.
Yeah, he's a G. He's fucking badass.
And he just spit his tooth out and just went out Artem.
He spit out a few of them, I think. Straight up.
Now, would you ever get that pretty mug yours into a bare knuckle fight?
Honestly, hell yeah. You guys ever hear Leth Way?
I have not.
So Leth Way is kind of like Muay Thai, but it's from Burma or Myanmar, which is a neighboring country to Thailand. And Leth Way is bare knuckle. You know, it's one of the very traditional sort of martial arts where they use rope to wrap their hands, or they just go straight, you know, tape around the wrist. Headbutts are allowed. If you don't knock out the other opponent, then it's a tie. So you can only win by knockout. You get 2 standing 10-minute or 10-second counts. And then if you're knocked out, you get 1 break. So you could knock the guy out, and then you give him 3 minutes or whatever it was to recover, and then he can come back into it. There's actually a Canadian right now who's dominating it out there. So it's super, super cool. That, honestly, that gets me going. I think, and like the takedowns are different than Muay Thai. It's like way more aggressive. And yeah, the headbutts really make a fucking difference. Headbutts are badass as fuck. I'm kind of into that.
I worked with a guy on a construction site, and that's how he like went at somebody. He like got in his face for talking shit. And he just fucking the dude swung at him, so he ducked it and headbutted him, split his lip. It's like the most badass thing I've ever seen.
You got it. They call it the 9th limb. It's the art of 9 limbs.
Dude, he got it fucking good.
Yeah, check it out though. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna have to now, man. Send me a video of that on Facebook or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it.
Min versus Dave Leduc. That's the one.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
But traditional bare knuckle, yeah. You know, I think I'd be down for that in the future. Just maybe a one-off one. I don't care about getting cut up or nothing. Battle scars.
Chicks dig scars.
Fuck yeah. Except I'm married. My chick just loves my cauliflower ears.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, so maybe
you take we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule for us. As you know, we just went through your schedule, so it's super busy.
Yeah, of course. I'm just happy to be on. Thank you so much, guys, for giving me a spotlight like this.
Not a problem at all. So Destination Billings, Montana on Saturday the 18th. Doors open at 6, I believe. The event starts at 7 at the Metro Park Arena. Once again in Billings, Montana. There's 10 bouts on tap for you guys there and 1 kickboxing fight. So make sure you get to this Fusion Fight League event if you're in the area. You will not be sorry. Man, thank you for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
No worries. Could I just do a little shout out to my sponsors?
Of course. I was just about to ask you that.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a big thank you to my gyms, AST MMA, Primal MMA. That's the home base for me. The Grindhouse out of Billings, they're going to be supporting me in for this 18th. Just a big thank you to Fortis Fitness, Scarlet Begonias, Reed Air Mechanical, Blade Filters, C&L Builders, and I think I'm missing one. C&L Builders. Got one more. Gotta look at one of my shirts so I get through all of them. Oh, and Barnstormers. Yep, that's and Jack's Urban Jungle. So thank you to all of them. You guys are absolutely fantastic for having me on, and I, again, really, really appreciate that. And if anybody's looking for tickets, I am selling them as well. I get a little cut out of that. So if you guys want to support me, just shoot me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, and yeah, we'll get you hooked up. Tables, chairs, whatever you need.
And then where can the fans find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Rideout MMA on Instagram, and you can just find me at Connor Rideout MMA on Facebook.
All right, man. Well, I think I've already got you followed, so we're all set there. But guys, make sure you follow the rest of this gentleman's career. It will be a long and entertaining one. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Connor Rideout.
Hey, this is John Fitch, and you're watching MMA Wreckage Radio.